Hi, everybody. It is Emoni from Emoni Reads and Reviews. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. And we are back posting on Friday. It's nice to see everybody, or not really see, but if you are here, just leave in the comments down below how y'all are doing, what's going on, and what you guys think about this review. So, I know I have not been consistent with posting and everything. I do apologize about that. Homegirl is working now, and it's like taking over my life right now. You know, so, anywho, we're going to be doing a TV review today. It's something that I'm very excited about, although I feel very nervous inside. But we're going to get through this, and I have a special announcement at the end of this video. So, if you guys bear with me, I'm going to go ahead and get this screen up and popping. I'm like really lame. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, so today we're going to be reviewing Abbott Elementary. This was a very great presentation that I did that I really am very proud of because I absolutely love this show a lot. And this post or this video is going to kind of be all over the place because honestly, y'all should already know what rating is going to be, but I'm just going to go ahead and talk about the show because this is one of those shows that just makes me so happy. And you guys, if you watched my past videos, you know that I pretty much shouted out this show several times because I am absolutely obsessed with it. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So, what we will be discussing is what the show is about. We're going to do a character analysis. We're going to talk about what I really enjoyed about the show, and then we're going to do a show rating. So, what is the show about? Abbott is filled with dedicated teachers who work well with what they have. This TV series follows teachers who are kind of in a very urban area and neighborhood where a camera crew decides to kind of follow them around their everyday lives, what they do for the students every day, and how they kind of function and work throughout the school. So, this neighborhood isn't as fortunate as other neighborhoods that have the resources for their students, but they make do with what they have. So there's a lot of rivalries against the new teachers and the old teachers because everybody wants to find the best way that's going to work for the staff and also the students. So the new teachers are always trying to come up with new ideas to help everyone in the school, and they are very optimistic. But they fail to realize that the older teachers, the way that they've been doing things for years and years, actually works. But because of the new teachers, they feel like, well, I'm new, I'm fresh, I can do this, and you guys are just stubborn and mad. They kind of get into it often, a lot of the times, and it's always for the betterment of the kids. But I feel like both of the teachers, the old teachers and the new teachers, they work very well together, and they just they want the best for the kids, pretty much, which I really like that. I think that's pretty cool. At times, the school is running on its last leg. There's so many different things throughout this series where things will happen in the school, and there's like certain characters in the show who are trying to get things to work properly. You have like Janine, she's like literally fixing bathrooms. You have Mrs. Schemmenti, she is literally calling people she knows just so she can get resources for the school. And then you have like Barbara, she literally knows the school from the back of her hand and she can get things resolved with just like literally sleeping. So, I did mention about, yeah, they have like bathroom leaks. There's a lack of nutritional food at the school. There's a lack of school supplies, but all these teachers and the staff come together just so they can make the day go by, pretty much. So now we're going to do a character analysis. Okay, so we have Janine Teagues, by far my favorite character. She is a dedicated young teacher. She's always trying to prove herself to everybody. She kind of grew up doing this as well, just always proving herself to her mom and, her friends and all these different people around her, because a lot of people feel like she's just like she's there and she's just really like immature. They feel like she doesn't know what she's doing half of the time. But I feel like because sometimes she lacks a bit of confidence, and we did see that in last season, she always tried to second guess herself, and that's where that proving herself always come into play. I feel like she has a great fashion sense, although a lot of people feel like she dresses like an old woman. People say that about me all the time, but I love what I wear. Like when you watch the show and you see what Janine wears, you would think like, where is she getting her clothes from? Like what thrift store is she shopping at? But I really like her clothes because it fits her personality very well. And like I said, everybody thinks she's really annoying, and I feel like they do like her deep down, but because the way she comes off is like extremely intrusive, extremely over the top, and like extremely unnecessary, but that's what makes her her. And throughout the series, also in the second season, we kind of see people are starting to respect her as a teacher, even from her student standpoint and also her fellow coworkers. Now we have Jacob Hill. He is a very passionate teacher. He is the life of the party. In some cases, he's definitely unaware of a lot of things that he does. I don't think he really realized that sometimes he can come off as extremely offensive, but it's not in a way to tear anybody down. He's just generally always excited about things. And he knows things that nobody really knows, but the way he speaks on them, it's like, wow, like this guy is well educated, and it can be about random stuff and he'll just know about it. He's very intrusive. Like he is literally always in somebody's conversation, or he just always knows somebody's business. And the way he talks about people's business is never to make them feel bad. It's always something that's uplifting. He's very much an uplifting type of guy. He, it's always picked on. He's like Janine, but he's always picked on a lot, but it never gets to him unless it's coming from his direct friends, which, Janine or Gregory. He gets a type of way because he feels like, these are like my really good work friends. But when it's coming from like other people or like from the students, he takes it with a grain of salt and realizes, you know what, I can change this to, help me and then also help other people, pretty much. Now we're going to talk about Gregory Eddie. I really like this character a lot because he is somebody who you can obviously tell the way he was raised, because it's mentioned a lot in the show that his dad kind of puts a lot of pressure on him, and what he wanted in his life didn't really fit what his father wanted, but he kind of had to prove himself as well. And we see that with him and Janine. So he is extremely professional. Like he means business. When he's going to work, he doesn't have no time for smiling, no time for giggling, no time for acting a fool. He knows what he needs to do and he leaves. Now, the thing is with him, although he is like this, he's met so many great people at the school that he, even in the first season, decides to, hey, let me stay. And I feel like him and Janine have a very close relationship. I'm already shipping this couple or this friendship group, because when you watch the show, automatically Gregory like literally was tethered to Janine in a way. And it's not because I think only because he likes her, but I also think because he sees himself in her. He sees that maybe if Janine is just so nice and bubbly and is always upbeat, maybe I can do that for myself. I can be that for my students. I can be that for myself and other people around me. So I really like this character. I feel like he's just really strong-willed, and it's not because he just wants to be, but he's just always learning. So I hope if this series has several seasons, we can get to see Gregory grow and grow and grow as a person, because I feel like he's there, but he also needs to believe in himself. And I really love the show, how they represent him as a Black man and not someone who's just automatically snappy, because there's been a few episodes when he would have, like a, quote unquote average Black guy type of like way of life because how he's grown up, but he tries to like kind of maneuver around his role as a Black male teacher, and especially a Black young male teacher who have students looking up to him. And I honor and respect a role like that, because when I was growing up, I did not have a lot of Black teachers, and like the Black teachers that I did have, even if they treated me like really bad, I really just love seeing Black teachers teaching like Black, predominantly Black students, and that's why I really respect his character. Now we have Ava Coleman. She is very fashionable. She's extremely popular. Everywhere she goes, she's getting some type of attention, or she's seeking out some type of attention. She's pretty hilarious, and she's extremely unprofessional. She literally got her job because she knew some church gossip with a guy who was cheating on his wife. And like side note, church is kind of an extremely toxic place, because this guy literally lost his like life as far as church goes and with his job, just because he like cheated on his wife. And I guess with that one part with this man who gave Abel this job, he actually did marry the girl he cheated on his wife with or whatever. But that's like, I'm done with that side note. But Ava is I would say she's kind of really passionate as well, what she does care about. And I only say this because when it's something that she really likes, she goes above and beyond to make sure it's right. So the first season, they had a few things where Ava, she would do she did like a little dance for like a step dance for the girls of the girl and boy team for the school. And we had Miss Stiff Janine teaching the kids, and the kids wasn't really interacting, but when Ava came, Ava like shined through, and the kids loved and respected her. And the most recent episode with Ava, I start to really love her character, because the way she made Gregory kind of realize what he did to try to discipline a student probably made that small child feel extremely insecure. And she mentioned like, hey, I'm the principal, and the way I am, I'm like really bubbly, I'm this and that and the third. But when you send students to me and you're expecting me to discipline them, how do you think it makes me feel or make that student feel? And that I really like that, because it seemed like, when we go to the principal's office, that is a scary thing, and we never know how the principal really feels about it. But just from hearing from her perspective, she doesn't want to isolate a child and make a child feel like what he did was wrong, because and in this school and many schools, ADHD and stuff like that, that's something that is more of an awareness, so you never know what a child may have. And like in this particular episode, it seemed like the child just had a lot of learning disabilities, and he didn't really know how to kind of control himself. So Gregory had to do, he had to maneuver around this child just so he can help the entire class. And I feel like nowadays, disciplining a child without knowing their like behavioral or learning disabilities could be somewhat of a dangerous thing to do. So I really loved her aspect of what she did to make that child feel comfortable in the principal's office. So yeah, that's Ava. So we're going to talk about Miss Melissa Schemmenti. She is so cool. Like, she's like literally like the coolest teacher in this entire show. She literally knows everything about her town, even in the school. Like, you do not mess with her. She got people everywhere. And if she needs to protect herself and the people she care about, she will do that. And if you get on her bad side, you don't want to do that. She literally is in like a years rivalry with her sister because her sister messed up like a pasta dish like she means business, and she's a really great teacher as well. She cares a lot about her students, although she has this hardcore face where a lot of people think she's just extremely intimidating, but she loves her job and she loves what she does. And that's very, it comes across a lot, especially throughout the first season. She was automatically one of those teachers where when I watched the first episode, I was like, ooh, I don't know if I'm gonna like her. But literally watching this show, she's literally like my second favorite character because of how much she does for the school. So we're gonna go to Barbara. Barbara Howard is the greatest teacher at Abbott. Everybody loves her. The staff love her. The teachers love her. Even the students that she's taught come back to the school and just commend her on the fabulous job that she's done to help the kids kind of grow into successful adults. I will say she's very, very godly. She is very set in her ways. So when people come to her about things that she can change or things that, she can do to better her, to better her job as herself, she doesn't like that because she feels like people are attacking her. And I get where she, from the standpoint she's at, because what she's been doing for years and years at Abbott has been working. And she is the most seasoned teacher, and her and Ava have a really close relationship. Her and Miss Schemmenti also has a very close relationship because they were both the eldest or the older teachers at the school. And I really like Barbara. She's really modest and she's very proper. And I really like that about her. I wish I had a teacher like her. And honestly, I did have a teacher like her. I remember my kindergarten teacher, Miss Gooseby, and she was so sweet to me. She was the nicest teacher I've ever had. Honestly, I literally still remember her name. I had crappy experiences with teachers throughout my schooling, but her and this other teacher I had, Mr. Severino, he was also Italian. He was my favorite middle school history teacher. But yeah. Anywho, we're gonna go to the next page. So Mr. Johnson, look, man, I'm not gonna lie. I have so many favorite characters in this show, but Mr. Johnson is like me. This guy is into conspiracy theories. He probably should not be teaching anybody's children. I have a child and I'm not going to teach my child about the conspiracy theories that I got into at all because it's so redundant. But he taught the kids about the Illuminati, and I thought that was hilarious because I think that was the first episode, and there was a teacher who was at the school who slapped a student, and she ended up getting fired. So they literally had to hunt down Gregory just so there could be another teacher. And Mr. Johnson had to teach the kids for a few hours until they had got a replacement for the teacher who slapped the student. So this guy is a jack of all trades. This man was in the FBI. He had, I think he said he was a firefighter. He had so many different jobs throughout his life before he became a janitor. And he also does a lot for the city. He literally answers the phone calls for the government, in their city, which is hilarious. He is a great addition to the show. And honestly, he is he's really well loved because he not only does he takes out the trash or he handles the garbage, he is literally he's everything for that school. Everything that you need to know about that school, you go to him because he knows what he's talking about. And I love how this show doesn't make the janitor feel like, oh well, that's just a trash guy. No, he's just as important at the school as anybody else in the school. And I want to do another side note because honestly, when I've gone to all black schools, literally for 4 months when I lived in Chicago, but I realized how black schools or black staff treat everybody. They treat each other like it's a big family and it's all love. Whereas I realized when I was working as a CNA and, predominantly white institutions or whatnot, it's not the same thing. It can be like a white janitor, and like they'll look beneath them or look at them like they're nothing. And it's not just like white folks, but it's like everybody at that institution would do that. Whereas when you go to certain neighborhoods, it's just all respect, because they just know that everybody has a part and a role to play to help everybody. And I really like that, how they kind of centered the show around this guy. In every single episode, he has a major role he plays, and he just brings like the shine out in the show. Now, I don't know if y'all keep seeing my screen black out. I don't, hopefully you don't, but my screen is blacking out, and it's probably saying I'm talking too much, pretty much. Now we're going to talk about Tariq Temple. This guy is absolutely hilarious. And honestly, in real life, he's a really great rapper. His rap songs are really weird and like completely like out there, but he's really funny in the show. He's a child at heart, very immature. Him and Janine have dated for like years, like probably 10 years, like a whole ass decade, because because they grew up together. Like honestly, their couple kind of reminds me of like if me and my husband met when we were like young kids. We'd probably still be together and still together, because their relationship, although he's extremely immature and goofy, he and Janine, like they had like built a relationship around each other, where Janine was pretty much like stuck. Like I'm not even gonna lie, like she was really stuck with him. Like although there was love there, like she was stuck with him and he was stuck with her. And although they love each other in a way, like a friendship way now, because they broke up, spoiler alert, yeah, they broke up. He was able to go out and like live his dreams being a rapper. And it's like kind of like he calls himself like a I forget, but like he's like kind of a rapper for like different urban schools, where he'll like rap about inspirational stuff about not doing drugs, not doing crazy stuff that you see like celebrities do and everything. Honestly, he just reminds me of like the everyday boyfriend. When you watch shows like Parks and Recreations, and we see Andy, and Andy was dating the nurse, and their relationship is kind of like Janine and Tariq's relationship. Like Andy was not for her, and Tariq is not really for Janine, because like they're moving in opposite directions. And I feel like they're going to be, well, Tariq's role, if he comes back to the show, he's going to be with somebody who encourages him to do what he needs to do, just like when you see in Parks and Recreations. And Andy broke up, and Andy went off and did what he needed to do as a man with another girl. And that's kind of how that works. Like in your life, you're going to be sent people for character development. Like you're on a TV show, which we all go through, and then you're going to be with somebody who continues to help you move up as as an adult. So yeah. So we're going to talk about what I enjoyed about the series. I absolutely love the outfits and everything that comes with the cast members, like the wigs, the personalities, like everything that you can like really think of about the show. It's like everyday life. I've seen elderly women dressed like Barbara. I've seen cool teachers dressed like Melissa. I've seen like young girls like me, including myself, dressed like Janine. I've seen people dressed like Gregory, Tariq, all throughout school. And honestly, that just made me feel so much at home, because it was kind of like, these are everyday people. And I think they mastered that perfectly. Um, I like to see all Black teachers. I absolutely love that, especially for a predominantly Black school. Me growing up in Chicago, I didn't have a lot of Black teachers, and that's something I already explained, but I literally did not have a lot of Black teachers whatsoever. And when you are around, and we all know this, but sometimes a lot of people just don't understand it from different backgrounds, ethnic groups, right? But when you can see Black teachers teaching you, you can see something in yourself like, you know what, I can be that, I can graduate, I can become what I want to become, because somebody who looks like me, who went through that same thing, is now teaching me, and like, I can do that same thing, right? So it's like something that's really passionate. And honestly, it kind of like gets rid of those like barriers where racism may come into play. I had teachers who told me that I wouldn't be good enough to go to college, or that I was like, slow. And I got that a lot growing up. And unfortunately, being in certain environments, that happens a lot, because when you're growing up in certain environments, they do think less of you. And it's not just a black or white thing, it's literally an environment. If I went to any other environment, they would have been like, okay, cool. But even in Nevada, I've heard other teachers kind of talk about Black students, not necessarily me all the time, but other Black students, and about the way they succeed in school. So it's really nice to see Black teachers teaching Black children, because there's not any biases to go against those children, because we can all know like where that kid is and where that kid is at. We can help them grow as a kid, because at the end of the day, it's that love there, it's that connection there. And then when you have that connection with that child or them students, you'll be like, okay, this kid got a learning disability, what can I do as a teacher to help him? Not, oh well, I'm gonna fail him because I know he ain't gonna do good. So I really like that. I really love that everybody works together. And although there can be like issues with the teachers, at the end of the day, they work very well together to help the kids, help out the kids. And I love how the show, like, even though this is a show and it's based on characters, right? I can sense that these characters all together in real life, they got a really close bond, because it's like shown in the show. Um, all the cast members, I would love to meet them, like their characters, like how they are. I would love to meet them, because I think they're so cool. And something that I learned about Gregory's character, or Gregory in real life, he's going through a lot. He's going through a lot of stuff and a lot of health issues, but he is such a great actor. He is such a great young man, and I really wish him the best. Also with LaQuinta, she is so talented. I used to watch her when she was on. They used to do this like show on Facebook and YouTube, and I forget the name, but that was the first time I've ever watched LaQuinta, and Quinta. She is so hilarious. She was absolutely hilarious in those other shows as well. But I think like with her, like she would make this joke about her family not approving her going to school for arts. They wanted her to go to school to become like a doctor or something. And I definitely relate to that. Like I'm just now trying to finish up an English degree of all things. And I tried to do nursing for the past like 4 years. I went to, become a CNA and this and that and the third. And just working in the field, I realized that it was not for me. It wasn't something that I wanted to continue to pursue. And, ding dong, I got knocked up. So, I had to transition my life again and realize that, okay, I can do something from home while finishing up my degree. So that's kind of what I'm doing now. And that's how life takes you. Like it literally takes you where you need to go, what you're destined for, and what's destined for you is going to happen. Although other people don't understand why you do the things you do, what is destined for you, whether you're religious or not, that is going to be for you, even if it takes you years to figure that out for yourself. And I don't know if this is something that I can say for everybody around the world, because there's people who have different circumstances that I don't have as an American, but I can like confidently say for myself what I have experienced. What is for me is for me, and me trying to do what other people are doing because it works for them, it never works out in my favor, like ever. So it is what it is. So I am definitely enjoying the second season. I'm seeing a lot of confidence with Janine, which I absolutely like, because I see myself through this character a lot. And for me, when I'm doing like these reviews, like book reviews, TV reviews, and stuff, I connect a lot to the characters, especially because I always kind of like place myself there and what I've gone through as a young adult. So for me to see her like becoming confident in what she is as a teacher and as a young woman, I can see myself, and I'm like doing that for myself as well. So I really like that. I really appreciate that about her role, because I even had friends in the past where they were literally trying to figure out their life as young adults, 20 years old to 25 years old, and they're just trying to figure out life. And, sometimes it takes you a while to figure out what you want for yourself. And I really like that Janine literally got herself out of a relationship and is trying to find herself without having like that crutch of a boyfriend, or, a friendship or what have you. Um, I also like Gregory. I really enjoy his character, absolutely enjoy his character a lot. And, I literally did this whole heartfelt message for this guy. But I love how he looks at Janine. Like, I just love that so much. And hey, we never know what will happen with these two characters, but I just love the way he looks at her. Like, I feel like he is so proud of Janine. Like, even the bare minimum that Janine does, he's just really proud of her, and he's always looking after her. And like the latest episode, like we literally see that he literally full throttles, like puts himself in Janine's business when it's, regarding herself and her ex. And he's pretty much telling her, don't go back don't go back to like the old ways because it's comfortable. And I had somebody, I meet with a mentor for school, and I had somebody tell me that exact same thing, because it was something about like, going back to nursing or whatnot, because I had like all of my prerequisites to get into a nursing program. And, talking to my husband and my mentor, they're like, hey, you had a lot of issues in the past with this career. You weren't happy. You were sad coming home every day. You really want to go back to that. And I really like how he kind of like allows her to kind of like realize that. And although she was like saying, hey, it's none of your business. And I did the same thing. Like, it ain't none of your business. But like, generally, if people care for you, it don't always have to be a, oh, well, they're flirting, or, oh, well, it could be a relationship. No, it's people who generally are concerned about the health, your overall well-being. And I really like that about Gregory and Janine. They're really great friends, and he really is trying to look out for her. So, with that being said, I am giving this show a rating of a 10. I absolutely love this show. It makes me happy. It makes me so, so very, very happy. When I thought that they were not going to renew the season for season 2, I literally rewatched the movies over and over. I mean, watched the TV shows over and over again, because I do that. Like, yeah, I ain't gonna get too personal into my intellectualism, but the way I am, I watch stuff all the time over and over and over again. Like, my husband thought it was something wrong with me because the way I would sit and watch The Office over and over and over again. And what's funny about it is, like, I wouldn't even be watching, like, I'll watch it as if I'm watching it for the first time over and over again. And that's how I am with the things that I love, because it's like a blanket for me. Like, it's something that makes me comfortable. It's something that motivates me, get me like to where I need to be. So like, when I'm putting on these shows, most of the time I'm either reading, or I'm doing homework, or I'm writing, because I like to write. So I'm doing something like that, and I'm just hearing something. It's just like a security blanket, and I really love that, honestly. So I'm giving this show a 10, and this show actually just won a Grammy, and I'm really excited and happy about that. I'm not really into any like award shows, but I just love that this show is getting the recognition that it deserves. And I know a lot of people who also really enjoy the show. So I'm really happy about that. So I just want to, thank you guys for watching this this presentation. And yeah, if you guys can like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that jazz, please go ahead and do that. Please get people to this channel so my channel can grow. I would love to have 40 subscribers by the end of this year. Honestly, I'm at 16. And hi 16 subscribers who are watching my channel. I do appreciate your coming back to me, watching my videos. Honestly, I am not consistent. I am so sorry about that. But guess what, you guys? I have exciting news. I'm going to be doing 25 days of Christmas Hallmark movies in the month of December for Christmas time. It's going to be my Vlogmas for my channel. So you guys will come back. I will go ahead and next week I'm going to be showing you a preview of my new intro for Christmas. So if you guys want to stay tuned and watch that for next month, drop on by. I'm going to be posting every day until, Christmas time. So yeah, anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation. And if you guys bear with me, you guys know that it takes a lot for me to really speak and everything because I'm always extremely quiet. And sometimes my words are extremely muffled and everything, but I do appreciate you all, sticking with me and watching my content. I would love to meet you all. I do have a Facebook page and I like post like random funny things on there from time to time. But let's get connected. If you guys are like authors or you want to recommend some books to me, honestly, I really enjoy like romance or rom-comedies or comedies in general. I don't like stuff that's too pushy, too if we start to talk about like extremely intimate stuff regarding like couples or like anything regarding any physical harm to people, I can't really review it. It's been an incident where an author came to me, or I actually bought an author's book, but I'm not able to review it because of the content that's in the book. So if you guys have anything that's just appropriate, let me know. I'm okay with like a little like what they call it, like PDA or affection. But when it be going all over the place, no, no, I'm not reading that. But anywho, thank you guys for watching. Y'all know I ramble a lot, and I'm sorry about that. That's just how I am. So y'all just need to bear with me, but I will see you guys next week. And I'm going to show you that video next week so you guys can kind of get a little gist of what's going to happen for 25 days of Hallmark movies. Like, if you guys love romance and everything, and y'all like the little silly little movies that they have, honestly, they're really cute. I'm not even going to say they're silly because they're cute. Come on now. It's just like, it gets y'all into that mood, that festive mood for the holidays. But anywho, thanks for watching, you guys, and I will see you next week.